Hi everyone, I'm Sandra. I'm a mom of someone who has concurrent disorder, a substance use disorder and a mental health disorder. For those that follow, I greatly apologize. It's been probably 3 months since my last video. Today I'm going to give you an update of those last 3 months. In a nutshell, in the last 3 months, Ben has been in the hospital twice, 1 month each time. And he's been to 2 treatment centers. The reason I haven't done a video in the last 3 months is because I've been advocating for him, and I've been working full time. So, and I've been working on my self-care. Let me try to make this short. I do have notes here because I don't want to miss anything. But basically, Ben went to a rehab twice, like I said, and the last one was in between the 2 1-month-long hospital stays. And this, again, in the last 3 months, this all happened. I dropped him off on the Wednesday, and on the Friday, I got a phone call saying that he's not mentally stable, he's suicidal, and they recommended I take him to a hospital in the area that specializes in addiction and mental health. I was shocked because Ben worked really hard to get into these treatment centers. To get into a treatment center here in Canada, there are months and months long wait. And to stay on the waiting list, you have to call every single week. And Ben did that. He called every single week, whether he was unhoused, whether he was in the hospital. That was his goal because he wanted recovery. Well, when they called me that Friday, 2 days after dropping him off, of course I was shocked because this is the place he really wanted to be at, and it was going to be for up to a year, and he was willing to work on it. I asked them questions, can't you send him, etc., etc. Well, long story short, no, they needed me to do it. So I picked him up, brought him to the place they suggested, and they did not keep him. They did not take him in, even though they guaranteed me they have to. That's their job. They have to do that. Well, because they didn't take him, he was again back to square one. And because they didn't take him, he didn't get the help that he needed. And he was missing in action for a couple of days. And then I got a call from him, and he was pissed off. He was so pissed off because he didn't have a shirt. And I asked him, what do you mean you don't have a shirt? Well, I effing overdosed 3 times and they keep ripping my shirt. Well, what that tells me is that he overdosed 3 times, and they defibrillated him 3 times, and they keep discharging him. I mean, this is one of the things that's wrong with our health system. If somebody keeps attempting suicide or overdosing, shouldn't you be there to help or support them? And the reason I say suicide in this case is because he said they keep effing reviving me. And he was angry about that. Well, this is no longer about the addiction, in my opinion. So after that call, he said he wanted to go to the withdrawal center again. And I said, okay, you make the arrangements and I'll pick you up. I get off the phone and I'm thinking, it's not the addiction. I can't just bring him there. I can't bring him to the withdrawal center. So I called for a wellness check. And of course, they took it seriously because he tried 3 times and they kept reviving him. That wouldn't have happened if the first place would have taken him in. Well, then he had a hospital stay for a month. Now you got to remember, this hospital that he was in, he was there just a few weeks before for a month. And at the first stay, they adjusted his medications, and this time around, I was more involved, and I said, it's not just about the medications. He needs therapy. He needs trauma therapy. I am not a doctor, but I'm a mom, and I recognize the cycle he's in, and they all recognize the cycle he's in. So with this hospital stay, I was more involved because I wanted him to get the support that he wanted. It was no longer about getting into a treatment center because he did that twice within weeks of each other. It was his mental health. So I had meetings with the psychiatrist, the social worker, the addiction counselor, and so on. There was like 6 of us on 3 different occasions, a meeting pretty much every week. And they were looking to me to see what can be done. I'm like, well, I'm not a doctor. This is the mental health unit of a hospital. I would think that you would know more than myself. Well, I gave them some suggestions that I thought would help them, and they looked into it, and there's waiting lists. And although they have a partnership with one of these places, the doctor didn't think that he was suited for that. So here we are. He's not stable enough to go to a rehab center, and he's not unstable enough to go to another medical facility, another mental health facility. You can imagine my frustration. This has been going on for years, and now we're in this position where we're not getting the support and help that is needed. I'm really angry. And I believe that saying nothing means it's okay, and it's not okay. It's not okay. Where do we go from here? Well, skip ahead. They discharged him this past Monday, and he's unhoused again. I don't believe he's taking his medication. They decided that Suboxone would be a good idea. He's not chewing his Suboxone. That's a daily thing where you have to go to a pharmacist. It didn't matter how much I told him. It wasn't about the addiction anymore. It wasn't about being unhoused. It was his mental health. If he can't go to a treatment center because his mental health is unstable, then where does he go? The cycle continues, and I'm just frustrated, I'm angry, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but I can't just let this go because it is not okay. And I also know that I'm not alone in this. Please, if you have a story to share, I'm not sure where I'm going to go with this. I've told people, who knows, I might be on the news one day, because I feel like I've done everything I possibly can do. And I even told them, I am doing what I can because I need to live with no regret, because they discharge someone who is vulnerable and unstable, and this can be fatal. My email address where you can reach me is spirittolive1111@gmail.com. spirittolive1111@gmail.com. Feel free to send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. I know that I'm not alone. And I think of all of those people out there that don't have somebody to advocate for them. I was advocating my butt off for him, and he still didn't get the support and help that he needs. And he is currently unhoused. I spoke to him yesterday. So there is breath. Today there is breath. That's my rant. If anybody has some ideas of something I could do, bring it on. If it's even just sharing this video to get the word out there, bring it. I'm ready to do something bigger. I don't know what it is yet, but I thought it was important that I share my story and I share what I have done, and we'll go from there. We're taking literally one day at a time, and I am taking care of myself the best way I can. And just remember, where there is breath, there is hope. Peace and love, everybody. Please take care. Thanks so much for all your support. Bye for now.